Okay, so what we've got here is the actual back legs. What I'm doing again is just taking off this extra, I don't know if it's gristle, fat. I mean, I know it's fat, but it's something that we don't want to have in our meat. So we're just cutting this off. Should be a pretty quick. A lot more meat on the back legs than there are on the front legs. One thing is a lot less bone in it, and the other part is you know, they're just bigger hams back there. So we're just going to cut out a smidge more. I can always finish this up in the house, but what the part I just want to show and share is as far as the extra meat that's back here. So you just stick your finger down inside here. This is how you can start really cutting apart the meat. This is if you want to get some roasts. I don't know for sure what Stephanie does or doesn't want, but you can just look, just that little cut of it through that membrane. Come down here to where that joint's at. Take it through. And you can see why the back legs are much more desired, as far as if you're you know, gonna ever get a quarter of a cow or half a cow. They usually like to blend the front legs with the back legs. Well, they do that because the front legs just don't offer that nice choice cut. So I think this is where you get your big, all your big roasts always come from the back legs. So that's really all I just wanted to share as far as how to do that. You know, again, I'm just taking my knife, working it in along the bone, coming up here, following that area down. Come out here where that joint is. I'm going to cut off a little high because there's a big tendon in there, and we don't want that tendon. Let's see if I can flip this whole thing over. There we go, got the tendon out. Now I got the going. I think should be real close to having this part pretty much cut off. So now we got this all off. Come around here. I'm just gonna make a, yeah, it should come right off. So there we go. It's a big portion. Now take this right up into here and cut out that tendon. These are all parts that we don't care to eat. You can see all this fat, so I'm going to cut this all out in one big chunk. One thing I just want to mention is when we're done with all this fat and everything, this particular case we're not going to make any tallow, but sometimes we do make tallow out of the fat, and we've started to look at making some candles, and then that's also some of the material in the salves that my wife makes. Those butt bombs and stuff like that is all tallow from our animals. I'm just going to cut this down, get rid of that little piece of skin, and you can see here's some more, a lot more of that gristle stuff that we just don't want to eat. So I'm going to cut that all out. And predominantly, one thing I want to say though, this isn't the fat that we use to make the tallow out of. I mean, I guess you could, but we usually use the fat always around the kidneys. That's where we take and get all that fat. It seems to be really, well, one, it's just a big glob, big mass, and two, it really has a good texture to it. This here starts getting a little bit tougher, whereas the other stuff's a little bit more, I'd say, cottage cheese like. So I'm just going to cut this spot right here, come down this bone, and then we'll have all this off of here. Most you're probably tired of me hearing this, but right here's another tendon. I'm going to take that tendon, I'm going to cut it short. I'm going to let the tendon stay on the bone. And this is, you know, again, why people want the back legs, because you can just see a lot larger quantity of meat, not as many tendons. I mean, there are tendons, don't get me wrong, but not as many tendons as there are in the front legs, just because it seems like there's a lot more connections for bones. We'll clean this up here a little bit, but overall, you can see that's our bone when we're done. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and hope you have shalom. Take care. So the final part, you know, we've got everything taken off the bone. Feeling pretty good about where we're at. Didn't take all the fat off yet, but what we're going to do is use ice. And this is kind of a trick that we do. We'll share it with you. So in the bottom of our trash bag, we poked a few holes. And then also in the very bottom of the cooler, we set a block of ice. So there's a block of ice in there to help keep things initially cool. Now we're taking the ice here with the warm meat, because the animal is still warm. We'll seal this all up, put it in the cooler, and what's going to happen is that ice is going to go ahead and work its way down through the meat. So as it works its way down through the meat, it's going to take any extra blood or anything like that with it, and then it'll go out those holes that's in the bottom of the trash bag, and it'll be lifted up by that block of ice that's in there, really giving us we think the best quality meat. So we do that instead of actually hanging it and letting it cure that way. So some people hang them. Definitely can't do that in this time of the year, but this is what we do pretty much with all of our animals. Really get a great flavor from it, and takes out all the extra blood that's in there. So again, thank you for watching. Shalom. Okay, so you can see I've got a small flame in here. Just want to let you know, so after we're done with all of our processing, you know, like I said, the stomach and those intestines and those pieces, you know, the hooves that we couldn't use as far as find any place for, we always try to keep a small little brush pile here on the homestead, so that way we can just burn it, get rid of anything, so that way it doesn't attract any predators that may come in and, you know, try to kill any of our other chickens or turkeys or, you know, sheep or even our young cows. So that's what we do. That's just the final piece just to share with y'all. Again, wish you success in everything you're doing on your homestead. If you're wanting to homestead, you know, hopefully this will give you some ideas for how you want to set up your homestead. And definitely just thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing our videos and stuff on other social media platforms. Shalom.